Welcome to this edition of the Sports Hub. I'm Dan Zielinski. He's Ryan Edwards. Today we're at Pleasanton High watching the girls team as they prepare for their game on Friday against Overton. But before we get into that matchup, Ryan, let's take a look back at last week's results. What stood out to you from last week?
For me, it's the Wood River girls basketball team. They're 5-0 this season. They finished last year with a 500 record of 11-11. This week, they come into the week undefeated, like I mentioned, but have 3 games against teams that have winning records. So we'll see how long they can keep their undefeated streak alive.
To me, last week, Ravenna's Jordyn Fiddelke really stood out. She scored 30 points in both the team's games apiece, and she's really solidified herself as an early season Player of the Year candidate. Now moving on to this week's game of the week between Overton and Pleasanton here on Friday night. Both teams are coming into this matchup undefeated. Ryan, what will you be looking for from Pleasanton?
Pleasanton is 3-0 this season. They are coming off a quadruple overtime win against South Loop over the weekend, and they did that mostly with their defensive side of the floor. They are led by Megan Fisher, who's averaging 15.3 points a game, so it'll be interesting to see how they can get the other players involved on the offensive side of the game, but I really look forward to seeing how they play on the defensive side against, like I mentioned before, a really good, talented Overton team.
Overton plays a different style than Pleasanton does. Overton's offense relies on 2 players for the bulk of their scoring. Sydney Enox and Gracie Grote are the team's 2 leading scorers and only players scoring in double digits, so it'll be interesting to see how their offense adjusts to a stingy defense like Pleasanton.
I agree with you on that because outside of the post advantage for Overton, Pleasanton has the more complete team offensively and defensively, so it will be interesting to see Overton and how they handle their first true real road test of the season.
For more coverage of our game of the week and for more prep coverage, make sure to pick up a copy of the Kearney Hub and check us out at kearneyhub.com.